In such a night stood Dido with a willow in her hand upon the wild sea banks and wafted her love to come again to Carthage. For a light wife doth make a heavy husband, and never be Bassanio so far from me. Portia sends Nerissa into the house and to tell the servants not to reveal that they were not there in the house to Bassanio, which might have got wrecked, but there is a good news that all the three ships have sailed back safely to the harbour. Hi, hello everyone. Myself B. Shobarani, Faculty in English, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence in MYSURU. I welcome you to my last session, that is session 24 for 3rd Sem BCom English students, the play The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. Let us have a recap as to what did I explain in my previous session. I explained about Act 4, Scene 2, that takes place in a street in Venice, as well the summary. In today's session, I am going to explain about the last act and last scene, that is Act 5, Scene 1, that is Avenue to Portia's house in Belmont, as well the summary. So, with this Act 5, Scene 1 from the play The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare, I am going to complete this whole play, that is Unit 1, The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare for 3rd Sem BCom English students, which carries a huge marks of 60 marks. So, this Act 5, Scene 1, which takes place in Avenue to Portia's house, Belmont, is also very important from examination point of view. Moving on to Act 5, Scene 1, that is Avenue to Portia's house in Belmont, enter Lorenzo and Jessica. Lorenzo: the moon shines bright in such a night as this, when the sweet wind did gently kiss the trees, and they did make no noise in such a night. Troilus, methinks, mounted the Trojan walls, and sighed his soul toward the Grecian tents where Cressid lay that night. Jessica: in such a night did Thisbe fearfully or other trip the dew, and saw the lion's shadow there himself, and ran dismayed away. You can see how happy Jessica and Lorenzo are. Lorenzo: in such a night stood Dido with a willow in her hand upon the wild sea banks and wafted her love to come again to Carthage. Jessica: in such a night Medea gathered the enchanted herbs that did renew old Aeson. Lorenzo: in such a night did Jessica steal from the wealthy Jew, and with an unthrift love did run from Venice as far as Belmont. Jessica: in such a night did young Lorenzo swear he loved her well, stealing her soul with many oaths of faith, and never a true one. Lorenzo: in such a night did pretty Jessica, like a little shrew, slander her love, and he forgave it her. Jessica: I would outnight you, did no nobody come, but hark, I hear the footing of a man. Then enter Stefano. Lorenzo: who comes so fast in silence of the night? Stefano: a friend. Lorenzo: a friend? What friend? Your name, I pray you, friend. Stefano: Stefano is my name. I bring word my mistress will before the break of day be here at Belmont. She doth stray about by holy crosses, where she kneels and prays for happy wedlock hours. Then Lorenzo: who comes with her? Stefano: none but a holy hermit and her maid. I pray you, is my master at return? Lorenzo: he is not, nor we have not heard from him. But go we in, I pray thee, Jessica, and ceremoniously let us prepare some welcome for the mistress of the house. Then enter Launcelot. Launcelot: solo, solo, oh, ha, ho, solo, solo. Then Lorenzo: who calls? Launcelot: Sola, did you see Master Lorenzo? Master Lorenzo, sola, sola. Lorenzo: leave Hauling, man here, Launcelot. Sola, where? Lorenzo, here. This is the dialogue that happens between Lorenzo and Launcelot. Then Launcelot, tell him there's a post come from my master with his horn full of good news. My master will be here. They are warning. That is exit. Lorenzo, sweet soul, let's in and they expect their coming. And yet no matter why should we go in? My friend Stefano, signify, I pray you, within the house your mistress is at hand. And bring your music forth into the air. Exit Stefano. Then, how sweet the moonlight sleeps upon this bank. Here we will sit and let the sounds of music creep in our ears, soft stillness, and the night become the touches of sweet harmony. Sir Jessica, look how the floor of heaven is thick inlaid with patterns of bright gold. There's not the smallest orb which thou beholdest, but in his motion like an angel sings, still quivering to the young-eyed cherubims. Such harmony is in immortal souls, but while this muddy vesture of decay doth crossly close it in, we cannot hear it. Enter musicians. Come ho and wake Diana with a hymn, with sweetest touches pierce your mistress's ear and draw her home with music. There's a music playing on. Jessica, I am never merry when I hear sweet music. Lorenzo, the reason is your spirits are attentive, for do but note a wild and wanton herd, or race of youthful and unhandled colts, fetching mad bounds, bellowing and neighing loud, which is the hot condition of their blood. If they but hear perchance a trumpet sound, or any air of music touch their ears, you shall perceive them make a mutual stand. Their savage eyes turn to a modest gaze. By the sweet power of music, therefore, the poet did feign that Orpheus drew trees, stones, and floods, since not so stockish, hard and full of rays, but music for the time doth change his nature. The man that hath no music in himself, nor is not moved with concord of sweet sounds, is fit for treasons, stratagems, and spoils. The motions of his spirit are dull as night, and his affections dark as Erebus. Let no such man be trusted. Mark the music. Then Portia. So, enter Portia and Nerissa back to their house in Belmont. That light we see is burning in my hall. How far that little candle throws his beams, so shines a good deed in a naughty world. Nerissa, when the moon shone, we did not see the candle. Portia, so doth the greater glory dim the less. A substitute shines brightly as a king. Unto the king be by, and then his state empties itself as doth an inland brook. Into the main of waters, music, hark. Nerissa, it is your music, madam, of the house. You can see the beautiful castle of Portia. Portia, nothing is good I see without respect. Methinks it sounds much sweeter than by day. Nerissa, silence bestows that virtue on it, madam. Portia, the crow doth sing as sweetly as the lark when neither is attended, and I think the nightingale, if she should sing by day, when every goose is cackling, would be thought no better a musician than the wren. How many things by season seasoned are to their right praise and true perfection. Peace, ho, the moon sleeps with Endymion, and would not be awaked. Then Lorenzo, that is the voice. Oh, or I am much deceived of Portia. Portia, he knows me as the blind man knows the cuckoo by the bad voice. Lorenzo, dear lady, welcome home. Portia, we have been praying for our husband's health, which speed we hope the better for our words are they returned. Then Lorenzo says, Madam, they are not yet, but there is come a messenger before to signify their coming. So Portia asks whether their husbands are back. At that point of time, Lorenzo says, Madam, they are not yet, but there is come a messenger, that is Stefano, a messenger before to signify their coming. Portia, go in, Nerissa, give order to my servants that they take No note at all of a being absent hence. Nor you, Lorenzo, Jessica, nor you, a tucket sounds. Then Lorenzo, your husband is at hand. I hear his trumpet. We are no telltales, madam, fear you are not. Then Portia, this night methinks is but the daylight is sick. It looks a little paler. It's a day, such as the day is when the sun is hid. Then enter Bassanio, Antonio, Graciano, and their followers. Bassanio, we should hold day with the antipodes if you would walk in absence of the sun. Portia, let me give light, but let me not be light. For a light wife doth make a heavy husband, and never be Bassanio so far for me. But God sought all, you are welcome home, my lord. So Portia welcomes her husband. Then Bassanio, I thank you, madam. Give welcome to my friend. This is the man, this is Antonio, to whom I am so infinitely bound. So Bassanio thanks Portia for welcoming him, and he also says, welcome my friend. Who is that friend? Antonio, who's been saved by Portia, but Bassanio does not know that it was Portia, the man of law, disguised as Balthazar, has saved Antonio from the hands of Shylock from giving a pound of flesh from his body. To whom so I so infinitely bound. Then Portia says, you should in all sense be much bound to him, for as I hear he was much bound for you. Antonio, no more than I am well acquitted of. Portia, sir, you are very welcome to our house. So she welcomes Antonio. It must appear in other ways than words. Therefore, I scanned this breathing courtesy. Graciano, to Nerissa, by yonder moon, I swear you do me wrong in faith. I gave it to the judge's clerk. Would be he were guilt that had it for my part, since you do take it love so much at heart. Portia, a quarrel, oh already, what's the matter? Graciano, about a hoop of gold, a paltry ring, that she did give me, whose posy was for all the world like Cutler's poetry. Upon a knife, love me and leave me not. So now Graciano and Nerissa are fighting about the ring, because Nerissa, who is disguised as clerk to Portia, that is man of law, had given her ring to Graciano. Then Nerissa, what talk you of the posy or the value? You swore to me when I did give it to you that you would wear it till your hour of death, and that it should lie with you in your grave. Though not for me, yet for your vehement oaths, you should have been respective and have kept it. Gave it a judge's clerk? No, God's my judge. The clerk will never wear hair on his face that had it. Graciano, he will, and if he live to be a man. Nerissa, if a woman live to be a man. Next, Graciano. Now by this hand I gave it to a youth, a kind of boy, a little scrubbed boy, no higher than thyself, the judge's clerk, a prating boy that begged it as a fee. I could not for my heart deny it him. Portia, you were to blame, I must be plain with you, to part so slightly with your wife's first gift, a thing struck with oaths upon your finger, and so riveted with faith unto your flesh. I gave my love a ring and made him swear, never to part with it, and here he stands. I dare be sworn for him, he would not leave it, nor pluck it from his finger, for the wealth that the world masters. Now in faith, Graciano, you gave your wife too unkind a cause of grief, and they were to me, I should be mad at it. Then Bassanio, aside, why? I were best to cut my left hand off, and swear I lost the ring defending it. Graciano, my lord Bassanio gave his ring away unto the judge that begged it, and indeed deserved it too. And then the boy, his clerk, that took some pains in writing, he begged mine, and neither man nor master would take aught but the two rings. Then Portia, what ring gave you, my lord? Not that I hope which you received of me. Then Portia says, what ring you gave my lord to Bassanio? Not that I hope which you received from me. Then Bassanio, if I could add a lie unto a fault, I would deny it. But you see my finger hath not the ring upon it, it is gone. Portia, even so wide is your false heart of truth. By heaven, I will never come in your bed until I see the ring. Nerissa, nor I in yours till I again see mine. Both Portia and Nerissa pretend in front of their husbands that they are very unhappy for having given away their wedding ring to the clerk and to the man of law disguised, that is Portia. Then Bassanio. Sweet Portia, if you did know to whom I gave the ring, if you did know for whom I gave the ring, and would conceive for what I gave the ring, and how unwillingly I left the ring, when not would be accepted but the ring, you would abate the strength of your displeasure. So Bassanio tries to convince Portia that why he gave away the ring to that particular person who saved his close friend, that is Antonio from Shylock. And I think, and that person asked only for her the wedding ring. Then Portia, if you had known the virtue of the ring, or half her worthiness that gave the ring, or your own honor to contain the ring, you would not then have parted with the ring. What man is there so much unreasonable? What if you had pleased to have defended it? With any terms of zeal, wanted the modesty to urge the thing held as a ceremony. Nerissa teaches me what to believe. I'll die for, but some women had the ring. Then Bassanio, no, my honor, madam, by my soul, no women had it but a civil doctor, which did refuse 3,000 ducats of me and begged the ring, the which I did deny him, and suffered him to go displeased away. Even he that did uphold the very life of my dear friend. What should I say, sweet lady? I was enforced to send it after him. I was beset with shame and courtesy. My honor would not let ingratitude so much besmear it. Pardon me, good lady, for these blessed candles of the night. Had you been there, I think you would have begged the ring of me to give the worthy doctor. Then Portia, let not that doctor ever come near my house, since he hath got the jewel that I loved, and that which you did swear to keep for me. I will become as liberal as you. I'll not deny him anything I have. No, not my body nor my husband's bed. Know him I shall, I am well sure of it. Lie not a night from home, watch me like Argus. If you do not, if I be left alone, now by mine honor, which is at mine own, I'll have the doctor for my bedfellow. Nerissa, and I his clerk. Therefore be well advised. How you do, I leave me to mine own protection. Gratiano, well, do you so? Let not me take him then. For if I do, I'll mar the young clerk's pen. Antonio, I am the unhappy subject of these quarrels. So Antonio says, I am the root cause for all these quarrels between you people, that is Portia and Bassanio, the quarrel between Portia and Bassanio, and Gratian and Nerissa for having given away their wedding rings to the clerk of Balthazar, that is Nerissa, and for Balthazar, that is Portia in disguise. Portia, sir, grieve not you. You are welcome, notwithstanding. She says, no, no, no. Sir, grieve, you don't grieve. You are welcome, notwithstanding. Bassanio, Portia, forgive me this enforced wrong. And in the hearing of these many friends, I swear to thee, even by thine own fair eyes, wherein I see myself. Then Portia, mark you but that in both my eyes he doubly sees himself, in each eye one, swear by your double self. And there's an oath of credit. Bassanio, nay, but hear me, pardon this fault, and by my soul I swear, I never more will break an oath with thee. Antonio, I once did lend my body for his wealth, which but for him that had your husband's ring had quite miscarried. I dare be bound again my soul upon the forfeit that your Lord will never more break faith advisedly. Portia, then you shall be his surety. Give him this and bid him keep it better than the other. Antonio, here Lord Bassanio, swear to keep this ring. Bassanio, so Portia gives another ring. So, but it is the same ring that was given by Bassanio to Portia, the man in disguise as the man of law. So, she gives to Antonio, so okay, fine, at least tell Bassanio to keep at least this ring. But it is the same ring that was taken from Bassanio. So, Antonio says, here Lord Bassanio, swear to keep this ring. Bassanio, by heaven, it is the same I gave the doctor. Then Bassanio, when he sees the ring, he is surprised. He says, this is the same ring that I gave to the doctor, that is Dr. Bellario, that is the man of law. Portia, I had it of him. Pardon me, Bassanio. She says, again she tries to fool her, Bassanio, telling that, no, I had it from him. Pardon me, Bassanio, for by this ring the doctor lay with me. So Nerissa, and pardon me, my gentle Graciano. So at the same time, even Nerissa says for Graciano, pardon me, and for that same scrubbed boy, the doctor's clerk, in lieu of this last night did lie with me. Then Graciano, why this is like the mending of highways in summer where the ways are fair enough. What are we cuckolds? There we have deserved it. Portia, speak not so grossly. You are all amazed. Here is a letter. Read it at your leisure. It comes from Padua, from Bellario. There you shall find that Portia was the doctor. Nerissa, there her clerk. Lorenzo, here shall I witness I set forth as soon as you, and even but now written. I have not yet entered my house. Antonio, you are welcome, and I have better news in store for you than you expect. Unseal this letter soon. There you shall find 3 of your argosies are richly come to harbor suddenly. You shall not know by what strange accident I chanced on this letter. Then Antonio, I am dumb. Bassanio, were you the doctor and I knew you not? So Bassanio says, were you the same doctor in disguise? I did not get to know. Graciano, were you the clerk that is to make me cuckold? Means he says, Nerissa was the same clerk. Then Nerissa, but the clerk that never means to do it unless he live until he be a man. Bassanio, sweet doctor, you shall be my bedfellow. When I am absent, then lie with my wife. Then Antonio, sweet lady, you have given me life and living. For here I read for certain that my ships are safely come to road. Portia, how now, Lorenzo? My clerk has some good comforts too for you. Nerissa, and I'll give him without a fee. There do I give to you and Jessica from the rich Jew a special deed of gift after his death of all he dies possessed of. Lorenzo, fair ladies, you drop manna in the way of starved people. Then Portia, it is almost morning, and yet I am sure you are not satisfied of these events at full. Let us go in and charge us thereupon integratories, and we will answer all things faithfully. Graciano, let it be so. The first interrogatory that my Nerissa shall be sworn on is whether till the next night she had rather stay or go to bed now, being 2 hours today. But where the day come, I should wish it dark, that I were couching with the doctor's clerk. Well, while I live, I'll fear no other thing. So sore as keeping safe Nerissa's ring. Exeunt. So here you can see so beautifully, Nerissa and Graciano are smiling with the ring. That is all about Act 5 and Scene 1, which is also equally important, like the trial scene from this wonderful play, The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. So this is the last Act 5, Scene 1 of The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. So now let me explain the whole summary of Act 5, Scene 1 finally, and with that I'm going to end up this whole acts and scenes from the wonderful play that is The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare, which is very important from examination point of view for 3rd Sem BCom English students. So I'll move on to the summary of Act 5, Scene 1. Lorenzo and Jessica launch in moonlight Belmont, trying to outdo each other. They flirt, comparing themselves to famous lovers of classical legend, Troilus and Cressida, Pyramus and Thisbe, Dido and Aeneas, and Medea and Jason. So you can see in this beautiful picture, Lorenzo and Jessica are enjoying themselves together. So Lorenzo and Jessica launch in moonlit Belmont, trying to outdo each other. They flirt, comparing themselves to famous lovers of classical legends like Troilus and Cressida, Paramus and Thisbe, Dido and Aeneas, and Medea and Jason. A messenger enters with news that Portia will be back before daybreak from the monastery. He asks to know whether Bassanio has returned yet. Lorenzo says that they have received no word for him. Launcelot enters with news that Bassanio will be back before morning. So, a messenger enters with news that Portia will be back before daybreak from the monastery. When she went to Venice to attend the court of justice, but she would have told that she is going for the monastery to pray. So, a messenger enters with the news that Portia will be back before daybreak from the monastery. He asks to know whether Bassanio has returned yet, and Lorenzo says that they have received no word for him. Then Launcelot enters with news that Bassanio will be back before morning. Lorenzo tells the servants to prepare for Portia's arrival. So Lorenzo tells the servants to prepare for Portia's arrival and to bring out music for Jessica and him to enjoy in the meantime. So at the same time, they ask for the music so that Jessica and Lorenzo can enjoy. While they listen and Lorenzo rhapsodizes about the beauty of the night and the music of the spheres, that is music generated by the movement of the stars, which he says can tame even wild beasts. Portia and Nerissa approach Belmont, and Portia admires the candlelit beauty of the estate, saying, "How far that little candle throws his beams. So shines a good deed in a naughty world." So Portia can see in this beautiful picture, Portia and Nerissa approach Belmont, and Portia admires the candlelit beauty of the estate, saying, "How far that little candle throws his beams. So shines a good deed in a naughty world." So here you can see Lorenzo and Jessica enjoying the moonlight, and at the same time Portia and Nerissa, when they approach Belmont, they admire the candlelit beauty of the estate, saying, "How far that little candle throws his beams, so shines a good deed in a naughty world." As the music dies down, Lorenzo recognizes Portia's voice and welcomes her home. She asks whether Bassanio and Graciano have yet returned. So, as the music slows down, Lorenzo recognizes Portia's voice and welcomes her home. She asks whether Portia asks Lorenzo whether Bassanio and Graciano have yet returned. Then Lorenzo replies that they have not, but that a messenger has come to announce that they are coming soon. But Lorenzo says, no, one messenger came that they are going to arrive soon. Portia sends Nerissa into the house to instruct the servants not to give any sign of their having been absent. At the same time, Portia sends Nerissa into the house and to tell the servants not to reveal that they were not there in the house to Bassanio. So she tells Lorenzo and Jessica that they too must keep this secret to themselves for the time being. Portia also instructs Jessica and Lorenzo that they are also not supposed to tell Bassanio that they were not there in the house. At that moment, Bassanio, Antonio and Graciano enter. Portia welcomes Bassanio home. Bassanio introduces Antonio and asks her to give welcome to the friend to whom he is so infinitely bound. See, at that moment, Bassanio, Antonio and Graciano enter. Portia welcomes Bassanio home. Bassanio introduces Antonio and Bassanio says Portia that Antonio is my close friend. Welcome him also. He is the friend whom he is so infinitely bound. Welcoming Antonio, Portia jokes that she hopes Bassanio is only metaphorically bound to him because last she has heard Antonio was bound to his friend by a very dangerous contract indeed. So she says, she just makes a joke to Bassanio that if you are really bound to him, I think he would not have risked the life of his friend. Nearby, Nerissa and Graciano begin to argue over Graciano's missing ring. At the same time, Nerissa and Graciano will start. So now Nerissa is asking for a wedding ring, and when she finds that it is not there, they both will start quarreling. Graciano swears to Nerissa that he gave the ring to a judge's clerk. So Graciano says that no, I have given my wedding ring to the clerk. That is, the judge is Dr. Bellario, that is Portia in disguise as man of law. I have given it to the clerk. Portia asks, "What's wrong?" Graciano replies that his wife is overreacting. So when they are quarreling, Portia asks, "What's wrong? What's happening?" Then he says, Graciano says, my wife Nerissa is overreacting. Nerissa insists that it is not the value of the ring, but the fact that she says, no, it is not the value of the ring, but the fact that he broke his oath. So when it was a wedding ring and there was a oath taken by Graciano that he is not going to lose the ring forever and it is going to be there till his death. So he has broken his oath to keep it, that upsets her. So that is the reason why it is upsetting me, she says, Nerissa. Portia joins in reprimanding Graciano. She says she gave her love such a ring as well and made him swear never to part with it, and she is sure he never would. So at the same time, even Portia makes a joke that even my husband, I have taken a oath from my husband, that is Bassanio, that he will not part by the ring, but he will never do it. But Graciano blurts out in protest, because same now, Nerissa is quarreling with Graciano. So at the same time, so even Graciano tells Portia that blurts out in protest that Bassanio did give his ring away to a judge who had earned it and asked for it. So even Graciano says, no, even Bassanio has given his wedding ring to the doctor, that is Dr. Bellario, the judge, the man in disguise, that is Portia. Bassanio admits it true. Portia pretends to be furious. So now Portia admits it, yes, I have given the ring. Then Portia pretends to be furious. She swears that she will never go to bed with Bassanio until she sees the ring. So he said, so she swears that she will never go to bed with Bassanio until she sees the ring. Despairing, Bassanio tries to defend himself and beg Portia's forgiveness, but Portia stays firm. So he tries to convince Portia the reason why he gave the ring to Dr. Bellario. She insists that she will give everything she has, including her body, to the man who has the ring. So she says, no, you have given that ring to him, so I am going to go with him. Nerissa vows to Graciano that she will do the same. Even Nerissa also make a vote to Graciano that even she will do the same. Bassanio continues to plead for forgiveness. So he continues, ask for forgiveness. He says Portia will only forgive him this once. He will never again break an oath with her. So he says, only last time you forgive me and never I am going to break my oath further. Antonio supports Bassanio, saying that he will be bound for his friends once more and offer his soul as collateral, because he is so certain that Bassanio will never again deliberately betray Portia. Even this last time, you excuse him and I will see that he is not going to betray you. Portia accepts the deal. So she accepts, okay, fine. She hands Antonio the ring, which she pretends is a different ring, and tells him to give it to Bassanio and to tell Bassanio not to lose it. So at the same time, so okay, Portia will accept it. So when Antonio asks to forgive Bassanio, she says, okay, fine. Then she gives a ring. She says, this is a different ring. Go and give it to Bassanio and tell Bassanio not to lose it. When he sees the ring, Bassanio is stunned to see that it is the same one he gave to the lawyer. But Bassanio is surprised to see the same ring that he gave it to the man of law, that is Dr. Bellario. Portia explains she got it from that very lawyer by sleeping with him and asked for her husband's pardon. She says, no, I was a friend with him, so that is the reason why I took a ring from him. Nerissa says the same, explaining to Graciano that she got her ring back by sleeping with the clerk the previous night. But before the shocked husbands can get too angry, Portia interrupts. So now the husbands are very angry when they get to know that they are having a friendship with the same doctor, that is man of law Bellario, Dr. Bellario, and the clerk of Bellario. So both the husbands are very angry, Bassanio and Graciano. She hands over a letter from Bellario. So at the same time, they hand over a letter from Bellario in Padua, explaining that Portia was the lawyer who appeared in Venice courtroom and Nerissa the clerk. So at the same time, a letter. So they thought, okay, fine, let us not fool them further. So they give a letter. Now, what was there in the letter? It was explaining, that is a letter from Bellario in Padua, explaining that Portia was the lawyer who appeared in Venice courtroom and Nerissa the clerk. She calls upon Lorenzo to testify to the fact that she has only just returned. He does. She says, as Lorenzo also had gone to Venice to attend the court of justice on behalf of to save Antonio from the Shylock. If you want, you can ask even Lorenzo that I was not at home. Then continuing the summary of Act 5, Scene 1, Portia also has a letter for Antonio with better news. So she says, Portia also has a letter for Antonio with even better news. 3 of his ships have suddenly come to harbor full of riches. So there's a very good news for Antonio that what he had thought that he has lost 3 ships which might have got wrecked, but there is a good news that all the 3 ships have sailed back safely to the harbor. Then Portia tells Lorenzo that her clerk Nerissa has good news for him as well. At the same time, Portia tells my maid, that is Nerissa, also has a good news to Lorenzo. Nerissa reports she has a deed from Shylock. So Nerissa says that I have a deed signed by Shylock, leaving all his property to Lorenzo and Jessica when he dies. So when he dies, all his property will go back to Jessica, that is daughter of Shylock, and Lorenzo, the husband of Jessica. So finally, Portia encourages everyone to go into the house to hear the full explanation of all this event. She says, okay, fine. Now, all this was, till now it was taking place in the avenue of Portia's castle, that is in Belmont. Now she says, finally, Portia encourages everyone to go into the house so that I can explain the whole story to you all. Graciano jokes that he is not sure whether Nerissa wants to go to bed for 2 hours or stay up and wait for the next night. He himself cannot wait to sleep with the doctor's clerk. For while I live, he finishes, I'll fear no other thing so sore as keeping safe Nerissa's ring. That was the summary of Act 5, Scene 1 from this wonderful play, The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. So with this Act 5, Scene 1, I have completed the whole acts and scenes from the play, The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare, which is very important from examination point of view for 3rd sem BCom English students, which carries a huge marks of 60 marks. So from this play, The Merchant of Venice, you will be getting objective type of questions as well, annotations from the acts and scenes, as well the descriptive type of questions from this very important play, that is The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. Thank you.